All right, so this is our Tuesday night, our first Tuesday of February Team Cup, our team endurance call, and we are excited to share some topics and definitely share some conversation about yard sales and like pages if we have time for that, and just kind of unwind what that all looks like. So,
get your notebooks ready.
Get your notebooks. So, we've there's been there's been a lot of conversation, obviously, about what our yard sales look like and what we posted. And so what I did today, guys, I can tell you is I just kind of front loading with this. I knew that there was going to be, I knew I had to get my mind wrapped around this too. And so I've been thinking about it and this whole week. And so what I try to do is, did anybody get a chance to even look at the document that I updated today in the in Team Endurance page? Did anyone take a look?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I used it like all day today, so
Yes.
Okay.
like word for word. And no success, but still word for word.
And that's so good. A brand new coach using a document. This is and this is perfect. So, so Ashley, do you want to share really quick? Just I want to break this down here. Kind of go into detail, but can you tell us what your experiences are with that? Like, what did you experience in? Obviously, as you start this kind of new path with yard selling and just getting started as a new coach.
So basically, I posted a pretty intriguing, like, mind-catching post. Just had a picture of me before and after, and then basically it said, like, I think I said something about starting a challenge group, and if you want to be on my team, blah, blah, blah. I was like, let me know, comment or message me for more information. And then most people, either first, if they comment, even if they put like a following little note on it, I still sent them a message like, hey, thanks for liking my post. I'm super excited about starting up this challenge group. And I was like, what are you interested in? And I say a comment like, are you interested in losing weight, toning, tightening? Exactly what you said on the document. And that's the first response.
Okay.
Or people that send me a message request, this is basically them reaching out to me without commenting or liking on my post. They're saying, hey, how do I do what you do? And then from there, I'm like, hey, like, thanks for reaching out to me. And then I'll just jump into it from there. Like, what are you looking for? Like, what's your fitness like? Do you have bad knees? Do you have a bad back? I was like, are you currently fitness? Like, are you going from couch to getting fit again? Or did you just have a baby? Some people are breastfeeding, blah, 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 blah. And from there, as soon as I get all the details, only program I know is 21 Day Fix.
Uh-huh.
But I'm still like, I did T25 at one point on YouTube, so I kind of know how those programs work. And then so from there, I'm like, okay, well, I was like, this is what made me successful. Take a look at this YouTube video. And then I usually get a friend request, so I have like 1,000 new friends today. And then from there, no one responded back after I sent them the link. So then I say something back like, hey, this is my phone number. Let's have a call today and discuss what you learned on the video and how you can get started.
Okay.
So far, no one's called me, but
yep.
It's worth a shot. So
yeah. Okay. So that's awesome. I think you're obviously. That's failing. I think it's failing forward, as far as putting yourself out there, with yard sales. It's one of those things where it's a numbers game, and there's so many different, there's personalities out there. You're behind a computer screen, and, Tim and I talk about this often about, you don't know what, if they're at work, they're at home, they're with their kids, where they're at. Some people, they're in front of their computer. So it's always tough, you have to kind of be flexible with that time. So yeah, Tim, do you want to add anything there?
Well, yeah, I think that the big thing is that you're practicing it, right? And that's one of the things that I learned especially from Brent, that when we've been working together for a few years now, is that it never hurts to, to practice your style and practice your technique. Try to, and that the big thing is, if it's not working, then try something new and try to figure out something that is working for you. And you'll land on, hopefully, something that is, that will fit your style, fit your personality, and help people to realize that, that you're real and that you're not, leading them on or whatever. I think what,
I just got a message back. So
yeah.
Hey.
That's good. That's good. Then you could do like I did this afternoon and spend, I probably spent 20 minutes chatting with a lady all the way to the point where I was going to send her the link on our mobile app, right? And get her order in, and she didn't know what flavor Shakeology to drink. So when we're talking about Shakeology flavors, she's like, okay, great. I'll let you know tomorrow morning. And I said, yeah, that's okay. But just remember, I only take 5 challengers a month or whatever. And I just wanted to make her know that I'm not, it's just not, whenever you want kind of a thing, And then she messaged me back and said, I just talked to my husband and he says, we're not ready to do this now. I was like,
yeah.
Yeah. So, Brent, I think what I'm hoping to get is just kind of, I think which would be super helpful for the people, for all of us, is just kind of hear, like, maybe, because I know we talked about this before, like, what are some do's and don'ts for us, as we work into using more yard sales, if that's what we really want to work on.
Yes.
Because I know that's become an issue.
Yep.
With other coaches and different things like that. So on our team, we need to set kind of a standard of how we use these yard sales so that we aren't stepping on each other's feet. So Brent, do you want to?
Yeah. So here's one of the, good point, Tim. So just to back up for a sec, we obviously have coaches on our team from all over. And one of the unwritten rules is we've really focused.
It's written down now.
Yeah. It is written, yeah. So everybody, yes, sign your life away. So basically, what we don't want to do is, in any we talked. Does everybody know what a closed group versus like a public group is versus a secret group? Is there any questions there? Raise your hand if you're not sure what that is, because I don't want to assume anything here. I just want to make sure we're all clear.
Don't be embarrassed.
It's okay. This is Facebook Yard Sale 101. Believe me.
That's right.
I failed more than everybody combined on this call 1,000 times worse. So, okay. So everybody understands. So just to make sure, when you search for a group, does anybody? Okay. So there's 3 types of groups. Obviously, public, closed, and secret. We run secret groups. When we search for yard sales, we search for closed groups. Just to reiterate, if you post in a public group, it will go in everybody's news feed, and that's not what you're in your news feed. And you don't want that if you're posting, I'm looking for, whatever you choose, whether like Ashley, I know her post, she's showing herself, Norma has her post, she's showing, herself, Tammy, whoever it may be here, everyone has their own before and afters they use. Whatever you choose to post with the actual message versus the pictures is totally up to you. Whatever you want to get your foot in the door into posting, but just make sure it's a closed group, so that it doesn't go into all your news feed. People are like, well, why are you posting that? Like, spamming out. I think that's that could do some damage. Or just might raise some flags. So with that being said, now that everyone's good on the different types of yard sales, what Tim was just mentioning is that I had an issue last night. It's actually funny with this call tonight with another coach on a team, and so I had no idea that coach is in a group. I can't, sometimes Facebook's weird, and we've talked about this. You can't always see, even though you're in a group. Like, I'm in groups all over the country, guys, right? So I can't always see what group some of my own friends are. For example, Ashley messaged me here 3 days ago, or 2 days, was it 2 days ago, Ashley? And she asked me, was it yes? I don't even know. Who knows? Ashley, asked me, Brent, is it okay if I post in the groups that you're in? And I'm like, well, I didn't even know that Ashley was in some of the groups I was in. And so, because sometimes, and Tim, do you want to say, I mean, we unless you actually search, sometimes it can be weird like that with some of the closed groups. So you just got to be sure. But what I do want to tell you is this: we don't want to be posting in groups where other coaches on our team are in. There are going to be there's going to be coaches, Beachbody coaches in every group, whether it's 2 or whether it's 3,000. It doesn't matter. There's going to be coaches in every group. Some coaches are just sitting back looking for people to basically help. And some coaches are like myself, are putting ads out there and actually looking for people that are ready to get healthy and fit, or looking for the coaching opportunity. And that's totally fine. But what we don't want to do is have that issue where, we have team coaches on the same team posting the same group. There's a lot of groups I join, or I go to join, and I'll search and I'll see Tim's in a group, or I saw Tammy's in a couple groups. I don't even click join. And sometimes if I post in a group, I've heard from other coaches, similar like last night, I don't even know that coach, a friend of mine on Facebook, is even in that group until they message me. So does that make sense, guys? Tim, do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I do. I think the whole reason behind this too is just that we don't overdo certain groups and different things like that. I think especially because a lot of us use the same script. So we really want to make sure that, that we're not just kind of overdoing it, or like Brent says, spamming out the page, because believe me, there are plenty of other groups out there, right? I mean, literally any group, and I think that Brent can speak to this maybe if you need to, but any group that has, I would say, between 1,500 people in it is worthwhile to add to your list of groups, your Facebook groups. I know sometimes it's better with bigger groups, sometimes it's not, because obviously if you get in a group with 20,000 people, your post is going to be there for a second and it's going to be gone.
Yep.
And so you basically get very little advertising time on that group. So 2 big groups you probably don't want to be into. I experiment. I join all different kinds. I've that's the scientist in me. I like to run my own little test, and I keep track of where I'm posting and what I'm posting and stuff, just to see if I can tweak it to something that works a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, just common sense, right? Do not post in other groups, or don't even join them if you see one of us in that group from the other team. Believe me, there are tons of other groups out there.
And if anybody tells you, and Tim nailed it, if anybody tells you there's no groups out there, I'm going to tell you, my wife, what I do? So, some people turn off their location settings, right? This is what I often do. I will refresh the home screen on my Facebook page, and I will start scrolling. And then when I get to about the 6th person, that person could be in, I don't know, Okinawa, or they could be in Hawaii, or they could be in Delaware. But what happens is that location is in there, and I'll copy that city that they're in, and I'll put in the news, I'll put in the top and search and right click and hit paste, and I'll add the word yard sale after. And I can't tell you, tonight, before we put the kids down right before the call, and my wife's in one of my Amy's in her Matilda Jane, for all her trunk keepers, she was just giving me cities, and I started typing in. I can see here I've been added to 5 groups since this call started. Closed groups. I searched for the city. She gave me some city. I don't even know. One was in Alabama. What was the other one? Whatever. So the point is, if anybody tells you that there's not enough groups, closed groups, guess what? There's not. That's a bunch of BS, because there's plenty of groups out there.
Yeah. So the other thing though too is,
I've had this discussion with some coaches out there that are like, and I know this call is being recorded, and Danielle and I have had some conversations about, people think, well, Brent's in every group, and I'm going to tell you, every time I've been doing this for 3 years, guys. Every time I think I'm in a lot of groups, guess what? I find out there's a lot more groups than I'm actually in. So, and I see groups that I'm not even that other coaches are in. So there's plenty of groups. You just got to search and just be creative. Tim's talked about he'll get a map out, or pick up Google Maps if you want. Zoom in on a city and just look for those small little surrounding cities. I'm telling you, it works. Do you want to say? I don't know.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking there's and I'm experimenting with this too, and I know Stephanie, we've talked about this too, but the goal is to have enough groups so that you can post in them daily without overdoing it. And I think one of the things that I've experimented with that's not going so well for me in January especially was I didn't have enough yard sale groups. So when I really tried to put the pedal down, I was posting in 5 yard sale groups a day, and I was redoing my groups every couple of weeks. Well, people see that post and they aren't going to respond to it. They just, if they've already passed over it once, they might not do it again or whatever. So I'm in the point of trying to get to a certain number of groups so that I can post in them and try to even it or narrow it out to, once a month.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm hoping that that'll be a little bit better. I'll get more feedback from the ones I post. And although tonight I just got a message from a woman who said, I've been watching your posts and I'm, so yeah, sometimes it works weird ways, but I'm thinking, Brent, what do you think is a good number to try to reach? Or are you always just looking? And what's the number do you think?
I'm always searching. I think it says you can be in a MAC. I think the rule is 5,000 groups you can be in for Facebook. I have no idea. I don't even look at my groups. I'm literally only in closed groups. That's all I'm in. I'm just thinking aloud here, Tim, and I know Ashley, Tim brought up a good point. The 5-step script, and I know I'm kind of jumping ship for a second. The 5-step script, you got to make it your own. I mean, that's the script I use. And so I want you to know, you don't have to, do not copy and paste that. There's two sides. What I would say is this, use that as a tool to become comfortable and adapt with. But then talking about this conversation, I really think your goal should be to try to join 5 groups a day. I think that's reasonable. Find a city, because here's the thing, like Tim said, if you're posting in the same groups, like I posted in a group tonight that I typically post in often, like in December, and it was getting nothing. I posted it for the first time, I think probably in 3.5 weeks, and I can see it went ding, ding, ding. I've gotten 3 comments tonight on it, and I haven't even touched those comments yet, but I got 3 comments, and that's a bigger group. I think it's got like 8,000 people. That's a group, like Tim said, you get anything over typically what we say 4,000 or 5,000. It's tough. I mean, those posts your post is like, it's buried. I mean, it won't get a chance. There's not a chance in, what. So I shoot for like the 15 to 3,000 is a good number. It's not too small, not too big. So I think you guys, you're in a call to action this week. I think really is to focus on finding some cities, getting in some groups, and the only way to get good at the 5 steps is to practice. And if you're not getting into groups, you can't fail forward. I'm telling you guys, I mean, I could make this call. I could talk about this all day. And there's not a secret sauce. It's this. I mean, this is the one thing. I'm not an expert on like pages. I'm not an expert on social media, but I spend a lot of time on yard sales and talking to people. And I'm telling you, it really is. In December, I was SC10. Do you know why? I typically am. I'm typically almost SC20 for last year. But I'm just saying, I struggled because I didn't join groups, because I was going to the same groups that were beating it, and there's nothing more to give. And come January, I knew that if I didn't switch something up, the numbers weren't going to change. So in January, I really made it a target to join 5 to 10 groups a day if I could. And like I said, go refresh your browser. You won't believe how many of your Facebook friends do not turn off the location services. Find their city. That's why, highlight that name, go to the stop with a home and right click it and put it in. I don't yard sale on my phone. I'm not saying you can. When I'm yard selling, I'm in front of a computer. I can send videos. I've got it all saved to Dropbox. Tim, you can work this business from a phone. Obviously, we can. That's one of the beauties on your own time. But I yard sale on my computer because I know where my videos are. I know that I can copy and paste. And you can, of course, you can copy and paste from an iPhone or whatever. But everything's in one home base, and it's just easy for me to work from. So,
what do you mean by refresh your browser?
When I just hit when I say that, I mean hit the home screen. At the top of Facebook. How if you're on your home screen, how news feeds are just going to start popping up. What I'll do is I'll click. At the top when you go to your home page, there's the home next to your name is the home. Click home, and it's going to show the most recent story, right? So scroll to the top and start scrolling down. If you look under people's name in the blue, it's going to show you like how long ago they posted it, but oftentimes it's going to show you a city. And that city is just hey, what the heck? I'll try that city. And you wouldn't believe, I'm rich. Say the city's called, someone says Richford, MN, Minnesota, or whatever. I'll right click. I'll hover over Richford. I won't put the state, of course. I'll just copy and paste the Richford or something, put in the search and right click it. And then you'll see there'll be public groups. Don't touch those. And there'll probably be a few closed groups. Those are the groups you want to get in. And that, Ashley, is the way, like you talked about earlier, is just practicing the 5-step, is the 5 steps, and just getting good at it, and just getting introduced to that dialogue and those conversations. So do you guys have any questions there?
Well, Brent, what do you think I know that five a day is a good rule to follow. If you miss a day or two, can you bump it up to 10 or 15, or is that risking your Facebook jail time?
So here's what you guys know. I've been in jail about 3 times, except Ashley. You probably don't know that, but I've been in jail.
Facebook jail, by the way.
There's Facebook. Ashley, are you familiar with that? At Facebook jail?
Yeah, she is.
You get
Is that when you like friend too many people and they don't know who you are, and then you get stuck?
That is correct. Let me just say that really quick. That was an early mistake that many new coaches make, because they send friend requests, and Facebook will put you in jail for sending friend requests. I do not ever send friend requests. And about 2 years ago, I had to figure out, well, if I want to get people into my world in yard sales, and I don't want to send them a friend request to be in jail. I was in jail, I think, maybe 2 times for like a short period because I sent too many friend requests in a short duration of time. What I do is when I get them, as in that 5-step, and I put this in the notes today because I knew this call was going down with our call. When I get the conversation started, I tell them, look, I've created an event for this information, for this challenge. Can you send me a friend request for more information? And I typically will send them a couple pictures of my before and after, like what you send, Ashley, or for example, I'll send a couple pictures of me, like my wife's taking pictures of me, like just doing different workouts with text, like Focus T25, 21-day fix, just a couple pictures. So it shows some buy-in. They'll say, okay, they'll send me a friend request. As soon as they send me a friend request, I will go to my like page and I'll send them an invite to my like page. They'll typically, probably about 80% of the time, join it immediately. And then I'll go back and I'll say, thank you. And I put this in the notes. Thanks for the friend request. Real quick, if I send you 2 videos on this challenge, can you watch them? They'll say, of course, or yes. And then I ask them for their email address. When they give me their email address, and again, I know I'm talking fast and you guys are like, what the hell are you talking about, Brent? I tried it, and this is what I knew I was going to be talking about this, so I put this in the 5-step, and then I'll say, and then I'll open up a tab. You guys, does everybody know the mobile app?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll go to the mobile app website and I'll put their email in to check, because I want to know if they're working with the coach, because if they are, I don't want, you know what I mean? It's kind of like the yard sale thing with the coaches. I don't want to be working with, I don't want somebody who's going to be like, yeah, I want your help, but by the way, I'm with an active coach, because I'm not about that stuff. So typically they're going to say, 10 minutes, okay. Typically they're going to say, I'm not working with a coach, I don't even know. And then whatever, and they'll send them the videos. And Ashley, what you did earlier was perfect. The only thing I would say is I wouldn't give out your phone number. And I know I'm all over the place, guys. I know when you give out your number, what you said, the way I think it's great practice for you. When you send the videos and this happens, there'll be no response. What I will say is, hey, blank, thanks again for your time. Did you get a chance to watch the videos? And sometimes they might just say, oh, yeah, I did. I forgot to message you back. Or they'll say, yeah, and they'll say, oh, yeah, I did. And then the key word, and again, I typically say, what did you like about the videos? And then they'll say, what jumped out of the videos? They'll say, well, I like the portion control. And then I know, okay, well, they wanted 21-day fix instead of size, because obviously the containers. Say, well, and again, it's just asking a lot of questions. What was important to you about the or how can portion control help you? I don't care what they tell me. They could say my nutrition sucks. I I skip meals. I'm a binge eater. I don't, whatever it may be. As soon as they give me an answer and say, great, that makes perfect sense. And then here's where I go. Is it possible, or is there a chance that we could chat on the phone and go over some best options for you at this time? Typically, at that point, you've asked them lots of questions already, like in the 5-step. They've already sent you a friend request. They most likely have gone to your page and see you're not a creepo. Unless you're a dude like me or Tim, then they really check you out.
Too many guitars. Yeah.
Or, yeah, let's just guitars in your background, or milk stained couches in the background from your kids throwing. No. And then they'll say, yeah, because most people in that 5-step, they're going to say, when you ask them, would you like to talk on the phone or chat here? What are they going to say? They're going to say chat here, because that's the safe route, right? But after you watch, they send the videos, they sent you a friend request, and they've looked at your wall. They know you're real. They know that, hey, what you offer may not be for them, but they at least know you're legit and you're not screwing around with them. So most of the time they'll get on the phone with you. Does anybody have any questions about that?
So you don't even give them the option of one or the other. You just say, is there a time we can chat on?
Yeah, what I'll say is, most of the people, if I can't get them on the phone, most of the time I don't even typically bother. Or here's the other thing. You guys know I tend to talk fast, and I love my little voice recordings on Facebook Messenger. If they're giving me some objection, I've done this. I can feel them out even just through a text message. I know I can feel it. I'll just send, hey, listen, I'll say, hey, I so appreciate your time right now. And I know you're probably really busy, as am I. But I just want to see, like Tim said earlier, what I'll say is this: I'm here to help you and take you where you are and take you where you want to go. I don't have a lot of time for us to chat, because I have other women that are interested, and I've received a lot of messages. I'm here to help. Is it possible we can chat on the phone? So again, you have their best interest at heart, but you're giving, and I talked about this. You want to control the conversation. Tommy Migrant talks a lot about this. You go ahead. You want to control the conversation, and that's how asking lots of questions allows that. So if you're controlling the conversation, asking questions, they're typically going to be very responsive, and they're going to cooperate, even if they know that they probably don't have the money, or they're going to give you a bunch of excuses about why they can't do it. Most of the time, they're going to be honest about that. So that's and then once again, let the videos do the talking. And that's why I put and those videos in the 5-step. Those aren't just programs. Those aren't just Shakeology. Those are challenge packed. We enroll coaches through challenge packs, or through customers through challenge packs. You want to give them all the tools that they're going to get. Don't just send them there's nothing wrong with the Swarm Cave videos. There's nothing wrong with sending them just a 21-day fix video. Again, though, we enroll challengers in a package that's going to give them everything to be successful. So I feel like if they don't see a video about Shakeology with size or a 21-day fix, guess what? When you go to enroll and what the blank is this Shakeology or meal replacement you didn't tell me about, do you want to spend 20 more minutes on the phone explaining Shakeology? Because I know with my 2 little ones at home, and for the first year of this business, when I did that, my wife was pregnant with Jackson, let me tell you, that wasn't a lot of fun. So I just want to give you everything that you guys can have, because, again, I feel like if the video does all the talking, all you got to do is relate how these programs are going to meet their goals on fitness and nutrition, or with coaching, if they want, if they want to treat this like a business. So, and then that's it. And get on the phone and reiterate. So I really, guys, I tried to be, how much time do we have here?
5 minutes.
Okay. Sorry. Oh, in the middle, I see it now. I just tried to, I did not update the 5-step since July. And I took 45 minutes today, and I tried to just fine tune every little gray hair out of there, and just try to give you guys all the nuts and bolts. I actually realized some of the stuff was not in order on my end, and so I needed to change some order, this 5-step, and update some videos, and just add that you want to get a friend request, and I would recommend, a lot of us on the call have a like page. I immediately, as soon as I get a friend request, I just want to be clear about that. I go right to my like page and I send them an invite immediately. They don't have to join, but if they see that, whether it's, Tammy or Kirsten, fitness page, they're going to see, oh, well, guess what? This is the real deal. And again, what we offer may not be for them, but they've got to know that we have skin in the game. And I feel like we're already kind of on the steep slope down, just being that we're not face to face. I mean, remember, this is computer to, this is via social media. So people are going to have red flags going in. You want to get as much trust as quickly as possible. So, Tim, do you want to go on? I don't know what else.
Well, can I summarize before we hang up then? And you can fill in if I miss anything. So basically, we've learned about, the kind of the do's and don'ts with Facebook pages, right? Or for these online groups. We want to do the ones that are closed. Between 1,500 to 3,000 is good ones to shoot for. They are out there. Figure out a neat way to look for them. I know all of us kind of have different ways to find them. Don't post in ones that your team is on, right? There will be other people on there, and that's going to be normal. Other coaches are going to be on those, but make sure that you aren't posting on ones that our team are on, just to be safe for that one. And then the big thing with the 5-step, right, is that you want a friend request as soon as possible, as soon as you can. So kind of work that in, getting that friend request. Then, get their goals and everything, and then show them the videos. Try to get them to talk about what they liked about the videos. And then encourage them highly to get on the phone with you. Don't give them a choice. Just say, I'd love to chat with you more about this. And if they refuse and say, well, can we just chat on here? Then, give them the, kind of thing, hey, I do have, I value your time, but I have other, challengers or, people that are thinking about it, and I've got to talk to them yet tonight too, or whatever. To give them the idea that you need to get them on the phone to talk to them. And then the big key, right, when you show them the videos, make sure that they have the Shakeology videos in there. And then that way you don't have to sit and explain, like I did tonight, about the flavors of Shakeology and all this other stuff, so you have all that stuff out of the way. So when you get on the phone with them, you can talk about their goals. You can talk about, why this program's going to work for them. And just listen to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And ask a lot of questions. And then always be working towards that. In your head, you should always be thinking, okay, which program. And then when you feel like they're ready, then you get them to, or you suggest that program to them and give them that sense of, that we need to get this done tonight or whatever, And so, Brent, did I miss anything?
No, that's awesome. Yeah, go.
Well, that 5-step document now, from what I saw today, has everything you guys need. And if you get stuck, and like Brent said earlier, don't just copy and paste. What I would suggest doing is I would actually make a copy of that and then change it into your own wording.
Yeah.
Go through that document like I did when I first started coaching. My coach doesn't talk like I do. He, is just different. So I went through and I just typed in just how I would say it, and make it your own so that you don't have people running away from you because they don't